The extended session 2 concluding just now with Team India ending their session 2 innings at 174 for 5. And while it was a time when Team India were tottering at 98 for 5, when things looked completely haywire for them, in came in Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. And boy, what an innings it was from Rishabh Pant yet again, bringing that fight back for Team India, hitting that wonderful half century. This is the tea session, and I take delight to invite my panelists, Joydeep Mukherjee, Nishantjeet Arora, and Abhijit Deshmukh. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. Joyda, straight away, we'll start with you. First of all, please brief us about that electrifying atmosphere at the stadium and how are things going on?
Yeah, it is electrifying. It's rather cold out here, and the light is playing hide and seek. So the conditions are not easy for batting. These two are making it look like it. The ball is jagging around, and I also think that Ben Stokes took a bit of a chance with Leach bowling to Rishabh Pant. This could have gone either way because they know he'll get after him, and he's leaked what 5 overs, 30 odd runs. So it could have had BDP to both the ends, but he wanted to see if Leach can get him that wicket, then he would have been down to the tail. Hasn't worked for him, but the way Jadeja also has shut shop, has picked up the singles, the odd boundaries he's hit, it's not easy for batting out here because it's gloomy, the breeze is blowing, the ball is jagging around, and the way these two have batted has been
Yes.
really good to see.
Yes, indeed. It's so nice to see you having a good time at the stadium. Nishant ji, I'll come to you. First innings, Team India's top order was not looking good at all. Yes, there was that short spark between Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer, but the moment Shreyas Iyer got dismissed, suddenly Team India started looking very shaky. They were tottering at 98 for 5, but then comes that brilliant 76 run not out partnership between Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. Rishabh Pant yet again being that savior for Team India, hitting his half century and ensuring that Team India are at a respectable position until day one ends. Your thoughts?
I think white clothes do something really special to Rishabh Pant, isn't it? He just wears those clothes and he becomes a different player altogether. It's so beautiful to see him, like outstanding. Like what a player! Like in these conditions, when you know that your team is in trouble, he doesn't allow opposition to get on him or his team. He counterattacks them. And that's the time, like Dada mentioned, I can guarantee you if there was no counterattack, Ben Stoke would not have been forced to take the chance with Jack Leach because he realized that maybe if he has a left arm spinner bowling to Rishabh Pant and Rishabh Pant with his aggressive intent will go after him, and in that chance he will get an opportunity to take a wicket, one missed time shot and all that. But that didn't happen. But on the other hand, it Ben Stokes tried a trick here. Like that's what captaincy is like a chess. He made a move there, assuming that he will get something out of it. But on the other hand, Indians outplayed that move. But overall, I think Indian dressing room will be disappointed because there are far too many starts which have not been converted into runs. And I'm not talking about runs. I'm talking about balls. Shubman Gill 24 balls, Cheteshwar Pujara 46 balls, Hanuma Vihari 53 balls, Virat Kohli 19 balls. When you have played these many balls, that means you have got the hang of the conditions. Yes, it's England. Like Pujara got a delivery, that kind of a delivery can still get your wicket. But at the same time, India would still look at this scorecard and say that again, what I was saying at lunch, that 63 for 1, India would have taken it. If this was 174 for 3, India would have taken it happily. I think this, as I said, that this test match we were discussing, this test match will have its ebbs and curves. It is that kind of now suddenly the momentum is with India. So I think Abhijit can tell you better, but
Indeed,
I'm really
this yes. Indeed, this momentum is now, as you had stated earlier, that is shifting like a seesaw. Abhijit ji, I'll come to you. We cannot live without not talking about Virat Kohli whenever it's Team India playing. Virat Kohli's form yet again. Unfortunately, he not being able to take off. He, came at a point where Team India were a bit shaky. He had things to do with Hanuma Vihari. Before lunch, he looked very good, but after lunch, again, unfortunately, he couldn't click. Thanks to that brilliant of a delivery by Matthew Potts. How would you sum
Well,
up
I
Virat?
think,
Because
yeah, I think for Virat, I can say it was a bit unlucky. Maybe the time is not going in his well. As everyone knows, he wasn't in the best of the form in the IPL, and you know, continuing here, it looks like he's running, even out of luck. But I think more than Kohli, a bit, you know, a good opportunity lost by both Hanuma Vihari and Shreyas Iyer, I would say. Hanuma Vihari, I think he has played more than 15 test matches. This is his 16 test match, and I think it was a perfect, stage for him. In the first hour only, we lost Shubman Gill, and he was there at the crease. I think it was, his probably chance to show, he's a really solid player, and he's there to cement his place. Maybe he would have scored maybe a 50 odd run, 60, 70. I think that would have given a great confidence to the Indian team. I think again same applies for Shreyas Iyer as well. Again he had time to be on the crease, and I think he got out, for 10. I think this kind of chances you don't get often, and especially for Vihari, he was not even that much in the IPL. You rarely get those of kind of those days where you will actually bat for the country. And I think a little, disappointed as well. And I think, it was a very good opportunity for Vihari to play. I think we all know, Pujara has done best for the country in the past. Kohli is absolutely a legend. And I think it was really time for Vihari to, be there. And, he tried well, but I think it wasn't enough. I mean, he played 53 balls, 20 runs. He really have to, played a bit hard. Shreyas Iyer as well. I think this opportunities, I don't think so will come more often. To be honest, I was a bit surprised that both of them doesn't. Maybe one of them, maybe there was some just talk like since Bharat did well in the practice game, maybe he could have been there. But I think now it looks to be well handled by Pant and Jadeja. I hope he goes on to make a big partnership and say make the day for India.
Indeed, we all hope. Joyda, do we have you? Because we would now have to wrap up this session, the tea session being the shortest of all time limits provided for a break. Probably Joyda is facing some network issues, I believe. He's at the stadium. So I'll just keep it short and crisp. Nishanji, if you could elaborate on your point, as you stated that it was a kind of a chess move by Ben Stokes in bringing in a spinner like Jack Leach, where the weather conditions and the pitch seemed to favor the pace bowlers. So now, how would you sum up? I should have asked this question to Joyda because he's at the stadium and the perfect person to be able to answer this. But let's have you talk us through now from this session, because now, the sessions are shared. Both the teams are fighting tooth and nail. So this third session, day one, how do you see things ending? How should India, approach to keep themselves at the upper hand?
Again, as I said before the lunch, it will be very important for India to start well the session, the first 15-20 minutes, because that's the time England will go all out. 15-20 minutes, half an hour. That's the time the bowlers will come back again. They must have gone, seen the visuals, what they are doing. They also regroup. So that's the time India needs to guard against. And after that, they both should, aim for India should be that Rishabh Pant and Jadeja. They are at the crease till the end of the day. If not till end of the day, at least 1.5 hour more. If that is the case,
Exactly.
we are in
Yeah.
for an extremely interesting test match.
Indeed. Joyda, I don't know if you have heard the question. Can I just ask you to elaborate on the conditions? How do you see it? Because you're the perfect person. You're at the stadium right now. How are the conditions there? And, bringing in somebody like a Jack Leach, a spinner to bowl, and over to Rishabh Pant, where the conditions are favoring the pace bowlers. Just now, Nishant ji gave his thoughts. How would you sum up the situation there? How do you see day one ending? Oh dear, looks like Joyda is facing
Okay.
network issues.
I think
Indeed,
what
we'll wrap up this session then and meet in the post show when day one ends. Until then, thank you so much for gentlemen for joining, and let's see ourselves on the other side. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.